Hello YouTube, I was in the attic a couple of days ago making the second part of this video and I came across this box of old cups. They're cups I won when I'm sailing in the late 60s when I was about 10 years old, and this is pretty faded now, it's over 40 years old. They're not going to last forever, are they? Now in this bag I've got a mug that my father won when he was sailing. He was the mad keen sailor. From 1967, it was a regatta. It showed that that he won this race. There's a map of Cyprus on the other side, and this is a record of that event. There are records in our memories, but there are no records of this in my son's memory, and that memories are fading. And in fact, about 2 years ago my father died, and it's amazing how quickly possessions get dispersed and memories fade. My son will remember him, but his children won't. And it occurred to me a few years ago that I would like to be remembered as a conscious being. Once I'm died, I don't want to just be nothing. So I thought, how could I make a record of, say, my life really, like this cup for that race? Now, if you look around you, things don't last very long. I mean, a tree or a gravestone are only a few hundred years, and I'm not mega famous, and probably never will be, so I've got to think of something else. Now, looking around us, there's nothing that lasts for very long unless we look straight up, and if we look straight up we can see the light from distant stars and distant galaxies in telescopes, and that light's lasted many millions and billions of years. Distant galaxies can be 13 billion years old, so we know that there's something that lasts. Now if we shine light in the opposite direction, obviously if that light's lasted, then the light we shine should last. We don't know what's going to happen to the end of the universe, but that's a pretty good long time, and the light will last till then. Some will be absorbed, but not all of it. No one can say there won't be some light around in 10, 15 billion years time. Now if we can put the information on that beam, then we've got a record of anything really, just like this mug. You can make a record of an event or a person's life. You can put as much information on it as you like, especially with computers these days. So let's go and have a look to see how we can do it. Okay, here we are in my attic. This is the light beam sending room with chair, table and computer, and there's a light beam sending laser. It's just a small laboratory laser, but it's plenty powerful enough for our needs. It can, an average light beam, it can send approximately 30,000 trillion photons, so even if a few get absorbed there's plenty to last for a pretty long time. Okay, right then. Where do you want to go today? Well, we're going to go a pretty long way. Right, okay, I'm just going to put on the laser test pulse. Right, you can see it pulsing there. I put a bit of paper on the window so that we can see the laser. I've come up in the day so we can see everything, but it doesn't matter if it's day or night, but it does matter that the sky is clear. It's cloudy today, but it must be a clear sky so the light beam doesn't get absorbed. And then once it's out of the atmosphere, as long as it's not pointed towards obviously a planet or the Milky Way, then it won't be absorbed. This one's pointing due north towards the pole star, which is a nice empty part of the sky. Right, okay, I've already typed in a text to send a beam, and if you look carefully you'll see the text being sent across that screen there. It'll scroll across. Right, there it goes, look. I press send, and there you can see the light flickering, which is the laser sending the information on a light beam, and the flickering is the actual showing that the information is being sent. Okay, right, you could communicate with aliens, but that's not the point of this. And that's it. You wouldn't think that something so profound could be so easy to do, but once you've got the kit and a software genius, then it can be done fairly easily. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you later. This is what's left of my Mark II laser. It's in a portable case. It used to have a laptop and a scanner and a more sophisticated, more powerful laser. You could scan pictures into it and send pictures as well as text. But I'm afraid the laser went pop and I haven't repaired it, but maybe one day you'll see that one too. We've come to the last part of this video. I've shown you how to send a light beam. I can send a light beam for other people. I've got these transmission forms which have the text on. They're sent to me. I send the beam and then I issue a certificate of transmission with the text or photo on and a few more details like the date and time of transmission. You can't hold a light beam, so I've got these little pendants. They've got the earth and the laser and the universe around as a symbol. I carry this one around with me on a key ring. Interestingly, they're made by an industrial laser being cut out of a sheet of metal, so there's some kind of parallel symbolism there. Now, in all these transmission forms, there's a lot of emotional messages about births and marriages, falling in love and people passing away, so there's obviously something there to deal with. I believe we are intelligent, rational beings, but there are parts of life, like falling in love, which we can't deal with by reason alone. So a light beam helps us give expression to all those triumphs and disasters and things that we want to record. And it makes important emotional events precious and immortal. Once it's been sent, it can't be taken away or destroyed, it can't be retrieved, it can't be taxed by a government or anything, so it's got some quite unique properties. It's also logical and rational. You don't need any wacky thinking. So I suppose it's about making us feel more at peace, and all those events in life can be recorded and not forgotten, and that things will be okay in the end, and that can't be bad. So I think we've come to the end. Thanks for watching.